Okay, so I got 27 minutes now because before I deleted a bunch of, had 2 minutes and 58 seconds left, and so now I deleted like 2 of the files that I uploaded today. So I just wanna thank again YouTube and really hope that YouTube somehow isn't connected with some kind of money my brother has to be able to not let these, because what's ever happening on my phone now, I'm sure, is coming from a place that my brother is able to somehow hire the right people to be able to do this, because nobody else really makes sense. I mean, some of the people that I dealt with maybe, but to do it to this extent, I'm pretty sure it was probably him or somebody he paid to do this, because he wants to make sure that any of these videos that I do they don't get up to YouTube and say if I'm mysteriously dead tonight, or if I'm maybe, like, I don't know, put in a mental institution or somewhere, because he has maybe some cops around here also in some kind of stupid mob related payroll that I had no clue about. But so, and that's why I got the shit beat out of me by one of them. So I don't know. It's whatever happens tomorrow is gonna happen. I don't know. So, but I know for tonight, if I don't get these videos onto YouTube and have them secured, hopefully by YouTube, please be on my side and not the mob / whatever my fucking brother is. That's gonna do this and take away the things, or maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's some other person, some other mod that doesn't like me and whatever, but it has a lot of money, enough money. That has enough money to be able to do. Hold on 1 second. I might pause. Okay, I'm back. So I'm glad you can pause this thing. So this is a 27-minute one, so I'm gonna make this a long one. So I'm gonna try to get as much as I can out, because again, I don't know. Tonight I got a lot of stuff out, and I hit a lot of people, especially my brother, at a level that he probably did not expect me to hit him. But I'm coming to the conclusion that he's done a lot of this shit to me. I'm not sure why, and it's all because 15 years ago I started realizing what was going on, and then since then I've been in all these situations where it's like, oh wow, oh, did this really happen to me? Oh wow, I mean, okay, oh man, this is. And now I'm starting to think maybe my brother has something to do with it. Well, this man, this person that was there, I don't know, did to me, and is going to do, and is going to make sure that I, nothing is found on this phone, because every video that I make, I have to delete a video now, and now I'm up to like 6, and eventually the last one that I do, I'm probably going to be this one, because I'm not going to be able to load any other things on this phone because of the whatever virus or whatever thing is on here that I'm going to have to tomorrow get to somewhere and have them look at and fix. Because I looked at it and I didn't see it, but there's got to be some hidden shit, some hidden folder that whenever I delete something, it just puts it in there, and it still takes away the space, because it goes really quick, and then the files are really large. I'm not sure how to. I used to know, change it to a lower format. It's like, not in this one. These it only gives me 2 or 3 options. All right, so I got to stop and go back to this thing where my mother. Maybe I should have started it with this, but okay. So there's a thing that I remember. This woman, this grandmother, this was 47, imagine her, 47 years old. And she, between 45 and 46, 47. One of those years, they said, I don't really remember what, that she gave birth to me. Short, stocky woman, heavy set, most of her life. I used to watch her, and she used to sit in rooms just looking out the window, looking depressed. And depression. That's all I saw out of her. Nothing. And they said, oh, Johnny, here's some money. Here's some money. Okay, Mom, here's some money. Here you go. Later on, she had the money to give me. But when I was young, I needed the sneakers. You had to go work. Yeah, you want some money? Here's some money. So this woman, when I was 7 or 8 years old, because I know that that was the house we were living in. That was the house we were living in Corona, Queens, 43rd Avenue. That we lived in another house next to I-61. That's like a year or 2, and then we ended up going to this house, my uncle's house, and mice infested, fucking next to a factory and across the street from factories. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's like I live next to a factory and across the street from a whole row of factories, and then there's houses on this side and a few houses on that side. And second floor, we had 2 floors. Living room, dining room. Of course, the living room had the couch with the plastic on it, and yes, it was plastic, and they kept it on it, and it was a fucking stupid Italian, it's stupid Italian, like whatever it is, but it is there, and I lived it, man. It's fucking plastic, and you have shorts on. It's in summer. It's fucking plastic. I was on the set, and we had 2 bedrooms on the second floor. One bedroom, me and my brother shared, and the other bedroom, my mother and my 2 sisters shared. Right? Those are the 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. I remember being in that house, in her room, and I'll tell you what my brother's. He denies it, but I heard maybe under the wire what he thought what reason it was done to me. I was 7, maybe 8 years old, and I remember that woman breastfeeding me. Yes, that woman breastfeeding me at 7 or 8 years old. And my sister Rose, oh no, mommy never did that. Says that's crazy. You're just crazy. You need to go to a hospital. You need to go to a drug phase because you're just imagining all these things. I'm imagining a fucking woman that's at that point, let's see, supposedly she had 47, I was 7 or 8, you do the math. Taking her breast out and sticking it in my fucking mouth to breastfeed me. Now I saw in somewhere, one of these programs, that's actually kind of clicked it on me, that's what somebody would do to a child that didn't believe that woman was her mother, his mother. And that's a way to get them more, believing it and kind of like, feeling it. I know I'm going to get reamed by people for this one. Because my brother says, you're crazy, Mama. I never even saw Mommy do that. She never did that to you. You're crazy. You're crazy. Those are the kind of things you tell people, right? When you have a secret that you don't want to say, and you want to say, shh, don't say anything. It's crazy, right? You want to go? I'll pay for you to go to one a really nice, a fancy one. Okay, I'll bring you to Italy and I'll bring you to a nice, a fancy drug clinic, and I get all that stuff out of your head, the crazy stuff, and maybe they inject something in you that make you forget all that, like everything you did before the age of 5, which I don't remember anything in my life before the age of 5. The first memory that I have, and I have a fucking good memory, man. I was a programmer. I have a good fucking memory. The first memory I have is in a house in Queens next to I-61, and I'm sitting there watching a TV thinking, what am I doing here? That's the first memory I have. No other memory of me. Now, I don't know. Maybe there's some special Italian drug, or maybe a special Italian herb that you give it to the kid and he forgets everything. And maybe, I let them breastfeed me, so he thinks I'm as a mother. Yeah. At the age of 7, 8, because that's the age that we lived in that house. I mean, I hope it was not older than that. I don't think it was, but it happened, and I remember it fucking clearly, and the thing of it is, I remember it clearly. Right? Oh no, just in case people, I remember it so clearly that she had big breasts. And you know what? I happen to like women with big breasts. Wonder why? So that one in itself is like, And I said, no, you're crazy. Mommy never did that. Yeah, she would never do something like that. I never saw her do something like that. I remember telling in Italy, what they like to do is, a lot of times, is like when you're dying, they don't tell you you're dying. Right? They're really good at covering. Shh, don't. Yes, everything is good. No, don't. Everything is good. Don't worry, Johnny. Go play. A lot of that going on, growing up in my house, and I did feel a connection to my sister Kamala somewhat. She was a little bit cooler, especially when she had John Collins. After that, I was like, she went to Italy. I really didn't, but other than that, it's like I don't. My sister Rose, she got me some jobs, but my sister, I'm your sister Rose. I love you. I'm your brother Tony. I love you. Over and over and over again. Go, mommy. But breastfeed him so he thinks you're his mother instead of his grandmother. Whatever the fuck you are. And those are memories that I remember. And it's not fair for what this man that thinks he's my brother and kills me. I'm a brother, Tony. I love you. Your mother loved you. Mommy loved you. Mommy, mom, go to her grave, mommy. That I took 4 years of my life to help her in the dimension. Could be there for her and my sister. And I did that because, they raised me, and that's fine. I did that. I don't have no remorse doing that for them. But at least tell me what the fuck I came from and where I am. So, you can't take the DNA to my if you tell mommy that she's taking a DNA test, she go crazy. She think, oh no, you don't think I'm your mama. They're really good shit. I remember of my mama is being in the welfare office. And we go. It was in Junction Boulevard. I'd walk up, and we'd go to the welfare office, and she'd be there. And I was the last one. Rose was already too, so I was the last one she can get welfare off of. So I said, "Look at my son! Oh no!" He's going into this crying thing. "Oh no! Please don't cut to my soul, sister! Don't cut to my sister! I need look at my son!" She dragged me to that fucking office so many times. I remember walking out of that office with her. And then people were like people walking by like yuppie cop people guy and like dropping dollar bills going, hey, look, you want to drop dollar bill? Making fun of us coming out of a welfare office. That's what they did in the 70s, I guess. I don't fucking know, whatever. But I remember that clearly. And that incident happened a bunch of times that we were there. And she was crying, don't do this. And then he goes, okay, let's go, Johnny, let's go. You're going to take it, my son? Okay, let's go, Johnny, let's go. Those are memories that I remember. I don't want to remember them, but I remember them very clearly. And you son of a bitch brother that fucking are trying to tell me that those didn't happen, and you, my sister, my mother does love you, mommy would never do that to you. Fuck you and fuck you, because they did, and you did, and you watched it, and now you're denying it for some reason. And there's a reason that you're denying it. And of course, I don't have the money or the time or the effort to fucking find out, because it doesn't matter, because I know it's true. And I know what I'm saying happened to me. And anybody that out there listening to me say, how could you do that to your sister? Or how could you do that to your brother? You come into my head, look out to my eyes, and have my memories, and you tell me that, okay? Because I'm not making up anything right now. And what I'm telling you, okay? What I'm telling you is the truth. And yes, I'm using very, very dramatic things. Oh, you see, he's manic there. So we can you get those off of there? Because these are dramatic things that I'm doing, because this is how I felt as a child. So I'm making whoever was watching this, whoever cares enough to watch this, to feel exactly the way I'm feeling. It's kind of like what you do in the movies and frightening and scary movies, right? It's I love that movie because it's so scary. That's kind of what I'm doing, because my life was very scary too. And this is the way I'm feeling it. And this is the way it should be presented. And so if you don't want to watch this because it's bothering you, then don't fucking watch it. Go somewhere else. If you want to watch it and want me to do it a very calm, he should just tie his hair back and say it in a way that a judge could and so lawyers can. Fuck you. Really, fuck you. And if if you go to a psychotherapist, you're gonna have to just calm down. I know it's a lot of anger, but we need to suppress that anger and then make you come here for at least 20 years to pay my salary, so we can come to the conclusion that you're crazy. You should go see a psychiatrist. 20 years is how much did I spend here? Oh yeah, maybe there's pills for you. You should go there. Next, psychotherapy. So this is the way I actually like to do it, and I'm using some very dramatic feeling, because I'm feeling that, and that dramatic feeling is a direct product of what I felt as a fucking child in a place that I did not belong all my life. And the times that I did feel belong, because you're making me feel belong, yeah, they bring me to Italy. Oh, Johnny, I remember when you were this ago, you had curly hairs. Oh, thank you. My father, thank you for all these things you've given to me. Oh, thank you. Oh, she's so nice when she comes. Now she comes every year and she just gives everything to everybody. Oh. We were so poor. They took me to a fucking welfare office, man. We were so poor, and all of a sudden these people got money to go to Italy and go every 2 years. Oh yeah, Rosa, she gets the points, and she gets the points to go to Italy from the travel that she does in the Bulgari and all the jobs that she had that were so very good. She's making, oh boy, really? Secretary for Bulgari, and how'd you get that job, and what? Really? So yeah, these are clear memories that I remember, and I'm not going to forget them. And they can become clearer as I get away from them, because the issue this time was like my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, who threw me out of my house because I was trying to get to this point. But you should have talked to me first, and you should have told me the things that you were doing. Yeah, because then you would have thrown me out fucking then and said, I can't deal with this. Oh, please. I can't. I have a job. And you can't be up here all night. I'm going to call David Ziegler and get you committed. So, thank you. You. So I had to go from there to where? Back to my sister's house. So then all of a sudden I'm at my sister's house again, and she doesn't talk like this. She talks, oh, John, this and that. But this is the way that I grew up, and this is the kind of a family I grew up in, and I'm not fucking that. But, I had to hear it over and over again. So I'm at the Rosie's house now, and now I'm going to get to sleep into my mama's the bed that she died in, almost died in, and the bed, so I get the bedroom, and I say, you got the mommy's bedroom, hey, and I got this is a bedroom, hey, I've had this house for 15 years, and where do you get the down payment, Rose? Oh, your uncle gave you $15,000 to put down 10, 15 years ago? Uncle Louis, that son of a bitch that sold us that rat-infested house, and that rented us that rat-infested house for so much money that I had to go out and work and pay fucking half my fucking weekly salary to Mommy Dearest to give to your Uncle Louis, and he gave you a $15,000. When was that? 15 years ago, and you bought us a nicer house with the 2 rooms in New Jersey because you wanted to be in New Jersey, no more the Corona Queen, so you don't like it anymore. Hey? Go move it to New Jersey. So that's, I got back into that house and like, oh shit, I got up. All of a sudden, I was like, what? My hands are burning, my feet are burning. Rose, are you putting spraying Lysol on the... No, I wouldn't do that. No, my clothes. All of a sudden, you washing my clothes, and I'm fucking itchy as shit. My hands are like, what kind of detergent you put in this? How much detergent you put? What did you put in those drawers that smell like, everything smells really weird? I put these little things in, they make it fresh in the drawers, because your stuff then, well, if the stuff is clean coming out of why did you have to put the stuff in there to make it fresh? Because wasn't it fresh coming out of the laundry machine into the thing? Into the drawers? You had to put something else that, all of a sudden, everything I smelled this, and I was itchy. So that's not crazy. I'm not making that up. That happened at the time that I was staying with my sister. I got to the point where it all started coming back to me. Holy shit, 15 years ago. Holy shit. These people really on my family. And last time I said this to them, they drove me to a fucking point that I had to throw away everything. I lost a house in Fort Lauderdale. I lost a job in Miami, and I lost an ex-wife that was a fucking abusive bitch that fucking every fucking 3 days towards the end, she would get into a fucking alcoholic rages and drive me fucking, that I had to leave the fucking house and go sit in a fucking car until she fell asleep. Because of that, if I come back, she'd start a fight with me again, because every day she would fucking drink a half a bottle of fucking wine, and she'd be like, oh yeah, I'm repeating the same thing over and over again. Don't you want to have sex with me? Dude, come on. It's like, no, not really. And why? You don't love me anymore. Blah 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 blah. And then at the end, she put a note on the fucking table saying she wanted to get together with somebody else. So I'm thinking that this woman who lived with me for 8 years probably screwed a whole bunch of people anyway. So I don't even really fucking know her anyway. She's an alcoholic and abusive and ripped my shirts and fucking wasted my time. I had a good job in Miami working for a company called Tribe. I had a good job fucking doing programming. It was a multimedia company. It was graphics and multimedia, even though it was for lawyers and stuff. But it was still a little bit better than fucking working in corporate America with fucking banking and stuff. And I had this job in Fort Lauderdale. I had a house in Fort Lauderdale, a block away from the beach. You know, nice little tiny house. Not, you know, it's a little tiny house in a house neighborhood, but it was a little tiny house, and I liked it. And it was fine. It was, and then this woman, fucking my ex-wife, would I mean. To the point, like this is what I mean. These are the things that have been happening to me in my life, and I don't attract these things. I'm thinking like, yo, did my brother fucking somehow fucking hire this woman to fucking marry me and then drive me crazy? Did my brother somehow, somehow, or my sister somehow get Barbara Melly to fucking date me for 7 years so I would nice and calm and do it nice, and so none of this came out? Because this happened to 15 fucking years ago, and I was like, shit. And then all of a sudden, my life got poured away. My job got poured away. First it was my ex-wife. Like, please, no, I don't want. And then my job got poured away. And then I find that house that I was able to afford. I couldn't afford anymore, and I lived there for a year, you know, before they evicted me from the house. And Bobby, if you're out there, yeah, I know. First you got to go to court, and then they evict you. Not the landlady sends you the letter and says, "Oh, you better get your stuff out of there really fast," because one of my cousins that happened to too, you know. And then she had to get everything out before the police came and took everything else. You should get everything in the house quickly. Your brother, Bobby, is the one that sent me for fucking jail for 28 days. Okay, and I never told you that, and you had the nerve to put that on my fucking on my thing, really? Sorry, side action. Forget that. I got 5 minutes left. So, I'm now living with my sister, feeling all this shit. And it's all coming back to me that last time this happened, I went through almost a fucking similar experience and hit rock bottom. And who is it there in New Jersey? Oh, I come back. I'll help you. I come back, Rose. I come back, John. I'll help you. Come on. I know. It's all these bad things that are happening to you in Florida.